Well, welcome everyone. We will go ahead and get started with our information session tonight. Just one piece of information before we're started. Our information session tonight is being broadcast live and is also being recorded and will be available for playback later. So you are able to ask questions, share information. If you're joining us online, you can type in your questions. We do ask, though, that you not disclose anything personal. We'll be available to answer your questions for you one-on-one the session tonight or by email if you're joining us remotely. So thank you again for being here. I am Kevin Seitler. I am director of the Illinois Professional Science Masters at the University of Illinois. And our objective tonight is to give you some information about the Professional Science Masters in general and at Illinois in particular. We will talk about the value of the Professional Science Masters and how it has evolved over time. We will actually start by talking about what some of the graduates of the Professional Science Master's degrees are doing professionally after they finish the program, where they're working and what types of positions that they're in. I'll give you a brief introduction to the programs in the Illinois Professional Science Masters. We'll talk a bit about internships and some other mechanics of the program, some issues about the curriculum, and we'll talk about the process of applying. To help you make your decision tonight is one of the things that we want to help you do and also help you through the process if you choose to go forward with that. So again, thank you for being here in person or for those of you who are joining us over the web. The Professional Science Master's degree has some distinct advantages for graduate education. We know that people pursue graduate degrees for a variety of reasons, and the Professional Science Masters gives options that may not be available in some other degree programs. We know, for example, that most people are motivated to study in a science area that combines science with business because they need to know both of those domains, both of those realms. They want a deep knowledge in science that they will get in a graduate level education. They also want to combine that with business skills. That's the essence of the value of a Professional Science Master's, combining science knowledge with business skills. This has evolved over time in terms of how those needs are being met. And it is coming from both the employer side, who are demanding and find very attractive in graduates who have this unique combination of skill and knowledge sets, to join their organizations and help them create value. And it is also being driven by student interest. For those who want to study in science, but they also want to add the commercialization aspect of the science enterprise. So the Professional Science Masters within the entire domain of graduate education satisfies this niche. It is a way of giving students and graduates access to a body of knowledge beyond the bachelor's degree. It prepares them to work at the interface of science and business in a way that is somewhat unique in terms of degree preparation. Now, from a business standpoint, we oftentimes discuss the value of a business or an enterprise or a product in terms of its comparative value. So let's talk for a moment about the comparative value of a Professional Science Master's degree program. First, a Professional Science Master's versus just an undergraduate degree, then compared to a traditional master's degree or a research-focused master's degree, and then an MBA. All of these are obviously very valid alternatives or very, very valid options, depending on your career choice. But let's think about what the advantages of a Professional Science Master's or PSM is to an undergraduate degree. First and foremost, a Professional Science Master's is a science degree. So it is a full MS degree at University of Illinois in a science area. So you have as a takeaway advanced knowledge in a science discipline or multidiscipline that certainly goes far beyond the knowledge and skill set that would be a result of an undergraduate degree. In comparison to a traditional master's degree program, PSMs have the extra professional component or the business component added. That is present in the PSM that may not be present in other degrees, more traditional master's degrees. And certainly in the PSM, we combine that business knowledge with the science and also add to that professional experience in the form of internships and also professional associations and affiliations while in the program. The MBA is always a very solid choice to follow a science undergraduate degree. The advantage of the PSM is you get certainly the business knowledge that would be somewhat comparable to an MBA, but it is, again, a science degree. So the PSM provides some of the business content of an MBA, but certainly far beyond the bachelor's in terms of science content. So at the University of Illinois, these programs developed over a few years period. And in 2007, through some financial support through the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, the Illinois Professional Science Masters was started. The programs at Illinois are a partnership. They're a partnership among 4 units, currently 4 units. They're the 2 disciplinary colleges, which is ACES and LAS. ACES is the College of Agriculture, Consumer, and Environmental Sciences. LAS is Liberal Arts and Sciences. Those are the homes of the 5 programs in the Illinois PSM. The partnership is between those colleges and the Graduate College, which manages some of the oversight and coordination across all 5 PSM programs. And also we're partners with the College of Business, and the College of Business delivers the business content, the business curriculum of the Illinois PSM. So that's a very broad overview of the PSM in general and a bit about the program at Illinois. Are there any questions from the audience, from anyone online? Any questions?
What's the credit breakdown between science and business?
Okay, thank you. The question is, what's the credit breakdown between science and business? At Illinois, this is a 42 credit hours, semester credit hour program. The science hours are 32 hours, which is a full MS degree program, 32 hours in science. Added to that, integrated into that is the 10 business hours. So it's 32 and 10, so it's roughly, credit hour-wise, roughly 3/4 science, 1/4 business. Any additional questions or comments? Well, let's talk about some of the career choices and organizations where Illinois Professional Science Masters graduates have started their careers. You'll see in front of you on the screen a list of some of the companies that have hired PSM graduates. You can just sort of scan over these and get an idea of the types of companies, size, industries, of companies where our students have gone. This is a partial list, but this is from the graduates of the first 4 cohorts of the Illinois PSM. The 5th cohort, 5th year of the program is currently underway. You can see there's a wide range of companies. We'll also discuss some of the positions that people are going into in these organizations. We have found companies to be quite pleased with the quality of the Illinois PSM graduates. If we look at all of the companies where our graduates have gone, they tend to cluster in at least 3 areas. Many of these are a function of the programs, the 5 programs of the Illinois PSM centered around life sciences and agriculture. So the employers are larger agricultural companies like ADM, Dow AgroSciences, DuPont, Monsanto, etc. There are food and ingredient companies are attractive to students graduates across several of the Illinois PSM programs, and additionally some bio-based startup companies have hired some of the Illinois PSM graduates. I'll introduce you by way of some photos and a brief bio profile of some of our graduates. Simon Chen is one of our first graduates in bioenergy. He is working in sales as a sales engineer in his home country in Taiwan. He interned at the Illinois Green Business Association when he was a student in the program. Here are some of the positions that our graduates have been hired into. And as you'll see, just glancing over these, there's a wide range of positions, just like there are a wide range of companies that people have gone into. The students who come into the Illinois PSM are actually quite diverse in terms of their backgrounds and their career interests. So their internship choices and their career choices after graduation are similarly diverse. If we look across all of the hiring experiences of the first graduates of the programs, they tend to cluster in at least a couple of areas. One in science and production, so either in the laboratory in scientific research or in the production end of an enterprise. We also find quite a few go into sales, specifically technical sales or engineering support, and also into management positions. So those are some of the companies and types of positions that our PSM graduates have gone into after finishing the program. Here's another of our graduates of the Illinois PSM, Derek Littell. Derek graduated in bioenergy. He is now at Green Tech in Spain. He did his internship at Illinois Ventures, and he is also a doctoral student at the University of Barcelona. Let me tell you a little bit about our students. As I mentioned, our students are actually quite diverse in terms of their backgrounds and interests. They come with very different science backgrounds. There's no particular majors that are necessarily required for admission to the program, as long as there's a strong science background. But our students actually come from all over the globe, all across the U.S., but they are common in their interest in working at the interface of science and business. Let me give you a very quick snapshot of the students who are in the program this fall of 2013. Currently, across all 5 PSM programs, there are 43 students. 18 of those are returning second-year students. There are 25 first-year students who started the program this past August. Most people enter the Illinois Professional Science Masters right out of undergraduate program, or maybe within 1 or 2 or 3 years of work experience, and they come back to school. The average age for the entering class this fall is 24. There are about an equal number of men and women in the program. We also are quite diverse in terms of where our students come from. This year, we're almost split between domestic and international students. The majority of our students are international students are from China, but also we're represented by India, South Korea, and Taiwan. Of those students that started this fall, about 64% did their undergraduate studies in the United States. The remaining 36% did those studies abroad. And of the ones that did their undergraduate studies in the U.S., about 56% of those graduated from the University of Illinois. The others come from institutions across the United States. So that gives you a bit of an idea of where our students come from, the students that are attracted to the program. Let's talk now for a moment about some of the advantages of the Illinois Professional Science Masters. And before we go on, are there any questions or comments from anyone here or anyone online? Okay. We will also have time at the end of the presentation for questions and answers. So some of the advantages of the Illinois Professional Science Masters, as you saw from the numbers, across 5 programs, we have about 43 students enrolled this fall. So these are not large programs. The largest program will have maybe 10 or 12 students. So if a small program is of interest to you, certainly that is an advantage of the Illinois PSM. Also, the Illinois PSM is a fixed-term program. It is designed to be started and finished in 16 months, which is 3 semesters. The program starts in the fall, so it's a fall and spring enrollment, internship in the summer, graduation at the end of the following fall. So 3 semesters in 1 summer term, 16 months. There is a great deal of flexibility in each program in terms of customizing the degree to help you accomplish your career objectives. Each program has some requirements, and beyond the basic requirements, course selection and curricular structure are based on what it is that you want to do. The programs are very willing to work with you to help you carve out and find those things that will serve you best. The Illinois PSM, like most PSMs, they are non-thesis programs. Each program has opportunities for research, Many of the students in the Illinois PSM engage in some type of research, working with faculty members in university institutes, in department laboratories. There is not a thesis requirement, but many students choose to engage in some type of research if that's what they choose to do. And another advantage of the Illinois PSM is its professional focus. Certainly the business component, but we also try to engage you with members of the business community through projects, through our industry seminar series, where we have people from industry come in and talk about issues that are current in their field, things that are of interest to those who are working at the interface of science and business. We spend a great deal of time helping you prepare your professional focus and your objectives and your professional skill sets. All of this blending together to give you a unique learning experience. So let me give you a very brief introduction to the 5 programs that are in the Illinois PSM portfolio. One program is agricultural production. There are options within the program to study either on the animal side or the crop sciences side. There's also an option to study sustainable production systems. So that's agricultural production. There is also a program in bioenergy. The bioenergy program is part of the Center for Advanced Bioenergy Research at the University of Illinois. This is also a very broad-based program that has a great deal of flexibility in terms of pursuing courses that are of interest to you. The third program is food science and human nutrition. The food science and human nutrition department at Illinois is very well regarded, has a long history. They have graduate programs at the master's and PhD level. They were one of the first programs in food science and human nutrition to be offered in a professional science master's format. The fourth program is plant biotechnology. This program is in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. This program was recently renamed from plant biology. You may still see some references to that in some of our materials. But this program is one of our newer programs, and this fall we have 5 new students who joined us in that program. And the fifth program in our portfolio is technical systems management. This is a program through the Department of Agricultural and Biological Engineering, focusing on technical systems, mostly in the life and agricultural sciences. Those are the 5 programs. There are also programs that are under development. So if you have interest in other areas, certainly let us know, and we will let you know if there are any that are being discussed that may be of interest to you. So those are the 5 programs in the PSM. So hopefully you have a little bit of an idea of what the value of the PSM is, where the graduates are going, what type of companies, what type of positions, the programs that are available to you. Now let's talk about some of the components of the Professional Science Master's Program at Illinois. There are 4 basic components. All 4 of these support each other. They mutually support, one mutually supports the other. The 2 are the basic core of the program from a curricular standpoint, and that is the science, the 3/4 of the program that is science in terms of courses, and in business. That is the course, the curricular component core of the program. Added to that is part of the professional experience, which is an internship. All of the Professional Science Master's students participate in an internship in the summer after their first year of study. The internships, just like the students' backgrounds, their interests, and what they do after the program, the internships are very varied. And I'll give you a moment, I'll show you a list of some of the companies where students have done their internships. The internships support what it is you want to do when you graduate. So you have a fair amount of latitude in terms of deciding what type of work you would want to do in your internship to help you accomplish those objectives. And the fourth component that I also mentioned briefly is the seminar series. This is a weekly seminar for all 3 semesters that you're in the program, and it is a combination of interactions with professionals who work in the science and business arena, and there's also some additional business content and professional skills development. So that can cover everything from communication skills to etiquette, creative problem solving, career development, and other professional skills. So these four components, curricular and program components, together constitute the Illinois Professional Science Masters. The internships really are a very important part of the program. And you'll see a couple of photos in here in a moment of a poster session that we have in the fall when students come back for their final semester, where they present in a public forum in the form of a poster presentation their internships. We invite people from industry to come in and participate and to learn what the students did, what they accomplished while they were in their internships. The internship search process starts very early in the program. Actually, the very first week of school in August, we start you on that internship process, and it generally takes the entire first year to land that internship. We give you support through the entire process to help you find the internship that is best for you. Here are some of the companies that have hired Illinois PSM students as interns. Just like with positions after they graduate, you see a great deal of variance here. There's a full spectrum of companies from large to small, from startup to well-established firms. And all of our students have had very good experiences in their internships. Students are also quite creative in terms of finding internship opportunities. And I can fill you in on some of those details if you like. You also see that a number of students work in government agencies. So not only larger established companies, startup companies, but also in government agencies, federal and state government agencies. If we look at all of the experiences that our students in the Illinois PSM have had today, they tend to cluster for their internships in big agriculture, similar to the positions after graduation, in startups, not-for-profit and government agencies, food and ingredient companies, and also in research labs. A fair number of students prefer to do their internships doing bench science or research. So first of all, are there any questions? And we'll talk a little bit about the mechanics. If you're interested in the PSM, how you go about applying, what the timeline is, and things of that nature. Any questions from the audience? Anyone from the online chats?
Are students given a list of internships to pick from?
Thank you. One of the questions from one of our online participants is, are students given a list of companies to pick an internship from? Well, not exactly. That's not exactly how it's set up. Finding the internship is a partnership between the student, the Illinois PSM, the individual student's program, and the career services resources that are available to him or her across campus. We don't have internships prearranged, so every student is searching for an internship with our help. The internship company hires the individual, so it is still up to the individual to present himself or herself in a convincing way to be hired by the company. But we help through the entire, we help you through the entire process. A significant amount of the accountability for the internship is on the student, and we help you find those opportunities.
Students assigned advisors.
Our students assigned advisors. Thank you again for that question. Each program has a faculty advisor, and that person is the major advisor for the program, and the students in that program are assigned to that person as their principal advisor. Many students find other faculty members that they work with, and that may mentor them. They may work with them on research projects, but their principal advisor is the director of their particular program. Yes. So the application process. Applications are open now. They open in August for the following fall. So we are accepting applications now for fall of 2014. The application is completely online. You will submit your undergraduate record. Test scores, GRE is required for all of the Illinois PSM programs. TOEFL is required. If depending on your residency. And also a statement of purpose in which you describe and discuss your motivations for pursuing graduate education in general, your major in particular, and even more especially why you're choosing a professional science master's degree program. Each of the 5 programs in the Illinois PSM set their own deadlines. There are no deadlines set as of now. They tend to be rather late in spring semester. There is a priority date for applications for across all 5 programs, and that's March 15th. That is the date in which most programs will begin to make they begin to make their decisions a bit earlier than that, but this will get you into the head of the queue for the first round of admissions decisions. Here's another Illinois PSM graduate, Jennifer Kane. She graduated from the Agricultural Production program. She is with the Center for Reproductive Research at Northwestern University in Chicago, where she also interned while she was in the program. I'll be happy to take questions from anyone in the audience or from anyone online about the Illinois PSM, the process, the content of the program, anything about graduates, content of the industry seminars. Any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you now or one-on-one after our session or by email. So are there any questions from the audience or any questions from our online participants?
What sort of mentoring is available?
What sort of mentoring is available? That's a very good question. Thanks for asking that from one of our online participants. There are opportunities for mentors. Part of the professional component of the PSM is learning to develop professional relationships. And certainly mentoring is part of that. Each program has capacity to help you find an industry mentor. If you want to work with someone in your area who has experience on the industry side, make that known to your major advisor, and he or she will help you find someone to work with. We have a really good group of advisors who have worked with students before, mentors from industry. Many students get a great deal of value out of this. They form long-term relationships with these mentors that help them through early career stages and later. So certainly each program has the capacity to do that. We don't necessarily do it programmatically. We don't necessarily assign each student to an industry mentor, but those resources are most assuredly there for you if you are of interest. So you can see me about that as a student or prospective student, and you can certainly ask that of your major advisor or your program director. Okay. Thank you for that. Any other questions, comments?
The two-part question.
Two-part question.
Are there classes starting in the spring, and is there part-time available?
Are there questions in the spring, and is part-time study available? I'll answer the second one first. Right now, this is a full-time program. It's a cohort, meaning everyone that starts the program at the same time progresses through the 3 semesters, and they all graduate together. So right now, the option is for full-time study. And we also admit in the fall term. We thought it was very important for students to have 1 full year of study before putting themselves out on the market for an internship. So we admit in the fall term only at this point. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for your interest, for your participation. Thank you for joining us in person. Thank you for those who joined us online. You can certainly always find more information about the program on our website, psm.illinois.edu. You can also find contact information there for me or for program directors if you want to talk to any of us individually. So thank you very much, and good night.